WSOU, and this is the Hurricane. Today in the studio, I have Thanatotic Desire here with me.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, bud.
Oh yeah, why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
All right, I'm Mace, rhythm guitarist and backup vocals.
I'm Ben. I am lead guitarist.
I'm Will, bassist and lead vocals.
This is Dave. I play drums.
All right, thank you guys for coming up so much today.
Thanks
And,
for having us,
bud.
bud. Honored to be on air with the Hurricane.
So we were talking about this a bit earlier, but it's been a while since you guys were last up at WSOU. When was that? About 4 years ago?
It has
5?
been. I think we established it was about 2013? 14?
Yeah,
2013, 2014 was probably the last time we were
Something
up
like
here.
that, yeah.
Was that kind of to talk about your last album?
I believe
That
that was the
came out?
case. Yeah. Well, the album before this was it was an EP. It was Silence to Violence. We had Final Breath on there. You guys were playing the heck out of that.
Yeah, it's a great
That
track.
was- Thank you.
So, but now you're back again with a new album. It just came out. What can you tell me about With Murder in Mind?
Oh, it's a.
Don't buy it. Don't listen to it.
It's horrible.
Oh, alrighty. First thing out of your mouth. All right.
All right, I wouldn't listen to any of these guys saying don't buy it. No, it's a different album. You know, there's so many people putting out albums. What we wanted to do is kind of tell a story, you know? So there's something to be said when you play this album from start to finish, as opposed to just a track here, a track there.
What do you think are the strongest suits of the album that kind of sets it apart?
That we throw every element of metal that we possibly could into it, in my opinion.
There's a lot of variety. I think it's at a point where we established a signature sound to who we are as a band, and we have a lot of, like, you know, our last EP, Silence to Violence, had Final Breath on it. It was really the beginning of this formation of the band and songwriting. You know, before that, it was a little bit of Ben's songs, a little bit of my songs, but from Silence to Violence on, it's basically been the band putting everything we got together. So I think With Murder in Mind has a lot of that, you know, to it. There's a lot of dual writing, dual guitars. There's a lot of layered vocals. It's a step up from what we've done in the past.
So you mentioned that the album is kind of telling a story. What can you tell me about the structure of the album? Because you've got these kind of like in between tracks, almost minute-long bits.
Yeah.
Murder in Mind Part 1.
Well,
2.
it is called
The
With
fun
Murder
tracks.
in Mind. So just as you're listening to the album, hopefully you listen to the album, keep With Murder in mind as you listen to it.
Yeah. We started it. This album pretty much started with Mansion of Murder, which is a song we wrote about a serial killer. Some say America's first serial killer, H.H. Holmes.
I say he is America's first serial killer.
Yeah.
And one of the best at it.
So there's a lot of you know, Ben's big on, you know, horror and stuff like that. So he kind of influenced me into writing this song, and we started diving down that rabbit hole.
And he took none of my
Lyrics.
ideas or lyrics or anything.
No, actually, there's a good portion.
Yeah, so what is the writing process like for you guys?
Rum and Coke.
Rum and Coke.
Rum and Coke the
Yep,
whole time?
start with some rum and
It's
Coke.
the genius maker.
A lot of the writing process, me and I guess we gotta call
Mace.
you Mace.
We'll go with Mace.
Me and Mace. You know, rum and Coke definitely has a lot to do with it. I don't know. It just seems to make things flow somehow. And I mean, we'll sit in my kitchen and write music for 3 hours and get 30 seconds of a song done.
The biggest headache you'll ever get.
Yeah, it really is. And you know what? We throw away more than what we keep, and probably the stuff we throw away, maybe we should have kept that one. But we kind of get a structure going, and then you know, we like playing guitar, so I like to be busy on the guitar. I don't like to just sit there and like be bored. Like I want to be busy. So whatever we take, whatever we write, it's like, all right, well, let's go back and add something or change this melody a little bit just to make it more fun. As
These
we play
guys
it.
working on harmonies.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
the
whatever. I mean,
harmony
like
process.
the main thing, man, you got to have fun. You got to be interested. You got to have a good time doing it. So, you know, us liking to play guitar, we try and do some of that. And then, you know, when we got an idea going, you know, we bring it, you know, to the table, and some things these guys are like, no way, this is horrible,
I
not
basically
happening.
tell
He hates every song we put out.
Every song,
He hated every song.
Every song we ever put to the table, Will's like, nope.
including
Nope.
like all of them.
All of
My
them, every
favorite
song.
songs. I've
Favorite songs to this day. Will,
no,
nope,
it's too
nope,
fast.
not
We need to
happening.
make this more whatever.
But you know what? One thing I've always said, and you know, we're like a bunch of brothers, man. That's why we've been doing this for so long. Like we get along. These, you know, we're a family. You know, and we get in arguments and we get in fights, and you know what? It smooths over. You know, but when we bring something to the table, my thing's always been, learn it how I hear the drums, or add your own drums to it. Learn a vocal pattern or something. Let's hear the whole thing. Let's get the whole thing tight, and then say,
Then we judge
hey,
it. Then
this
we
sucks.
judge it. Yeah.
Throw it out the window.
Put it all together the way it is.
We all work together, and hopefully
We're a
we have
democracy.
good, hopefully have good
We're a
outcomes.
democracy.
But hey, hear the whole
A
thing, and
democracy
then
with
decide.
4 people ends up with a couple ties here and there, so it doesn't quite work. So
Yeah, then we have to take shots to decide who wins. Then we win.
Rock, paper, scissors comes in.
So do you guys have a lot of evolution of the sound during the process, or you kind of go in with a clear goal in mind and stick to the game plan?
I think album by album there's evolution, but for this album, I think everything was pretty set in our mind with how we wanted it, so to speak.
I tell you what,
but there's no rules too.
I grew up learning how to play jazz and classical on guitar, and I guess a lot of like before we came in here, we were outside listening to Les Paul from 1950.
Wow.
We got a lot of influences, and I think when we write, sometimes it's like, you know what? All right, maybe that's not the heaviest, thrashiest thing going on, or how we can make it, but like, I don't know, it sounds good.
Sounds very good to the ear.
Or maybe we have a lot of clean stuff with, some harmonies and solos or whatever, and it's like, hey, well, that sounds good. All right, it's not the fastest, heaviest thing going on, or how heavy we can make it, but sounds good, and we'd like it. And that's it. You gotta like it. You gotta like what you do.
As long as it catches the ear. That's what it really matters to us.
Absolutely. Do you guys let current events influence your writing at all?
Normally, I'm gonna say
Land
no,
of the Free, home
but
of your grave.
I was gonna
The
say,
past,
that
the past year or 3, really, there's been a lot of political talk amongst everybody for good reasons.
And we agree and disagree on a lot of things.
As a
Let's not
band,
get too into
yeah, we don't see eye to eye politically as a band. On some things, sure, on other things, no. But we're all pretty diverse on our beliefs. But I wanted to write a song because you know what? I don't care if you're leaning on the left or you're leaning on the right. Everyone's frustrated, and that's a common ground. And that's what I want to bring together. So I got this song on with Murder in Mind called Land of the Free, Home of Our Grave. Because this is America, and we love America. I think we can all agree on that. Everybody loves where we live. We want to stand for what we believe. And I wanted to write a song that was politically neutral, yet still express frustrations. Because I know our fans. We got fans who are on way both sides of the spectrum as well. And I'd rather use my music to bring people together than to tear them apart.
Yeah. Well said.
Yeah, right. That was
I
all.
like
That
that.
was all off the top, too, right?
Did you have that written down? That
Did you
was
see
good.
any notes?
That was
Video proof. I got no notes. I'm fiddling with a C. That's why I wrote the song, because I know Mace had some ideas, and Mace he was in a punk band. He's in another punk band now. He goes political, and I didn't want to really go that far into it, but it's a thing that we are all talking about.
Yeah,
so
it's
I can't
hard-
really avoid it.
It's hard to not talk about politics.
Always,
in
though. It's always
2017,
been that way.
2018.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Always been that
Yeah.
with politics. No matter who's in charge, someone's always going to have an issue with that person. There will always be
Absolutely,
politics.
yeah.
There will always be problems.
Would you guys say that politics is getting more into music now than it has been in the past, or is it just kind of the same level
I
of?
feel like it's the best
I would
level of
say it's-
expression.
Mhm.
It's the best way.
The
to
best
do it.
way to express
post
Yeah.
early
Okay.
70s and late 60s with Vietnam, there was a lot of political music.
Yeah,
so,
that's the
you
main
know, you gotta
period
look
that
at our
comes to
history.
mind.
I
of
would
things.
say Facebook is more political.
I just think
That's
in
my
general-
Everyone's a politician on Facebook.
Yeah, sure.
Well, in general, everybody's talking about it. So, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or music, it's going to touch a little bit of everybody's life, whether you like it or not. So I figured, why not touch upon it before it
Yeah.
tackles us?
And you know what, world? You got 4 best friends sitting in one room doing a radio interview, and you got different political views maybe around the table, and we're still best friends and love each other like family.
Yeah.
And you know what? Same thing. Everybody out there, you got your different beliefs, and there's some people that are really extreme about it, and I guess you feel that way, and that's fine. But like, hey, we're all brothers, man. We're all here.
I just
We're
hate
all
seeing it tear
we're all
people
living
apart.
Nowadays, that's
We gotta
it's
come
tearing
together.
everyone
It's tearing
apart.
everybody
On
apart.
Facebook, people are stopping being friends with someone because of their political beliefs, and they're forgetting the friendship that they had.
Absolutely. All right, so
Right, enough about politics. Let's
Yeah.
talk about religion now. Want to do that? Let's come on up.
Whoa.
All right, how about we move back to the music here? So let's talk about musical influences. So on the album and on the band in general, what do you say your biggest influences?
Oh man,
I think all of us could probably say
we can
10
each
different
do a little segment
things.
on that.
Oh, that's a can of worms.
Well, you guys can go around and listen
Yeah,
to a couple.
let's start with Dave.
Dave,
Dave,
yeah,
Dave's
go ahead,
been really
Dave. What's your
quiet here.
musical
We all
influence?
come from different musical backgrounds, and we all listen to different things. And I mean, I can truly say that I listen to everything. I do everything that comes musical my way. I mean,
What do you do every Wednesday night?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing handbells in the church for the last 26 years.
Oh,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? I've gotten hired to do, on off Broadway music as well. So I mean, I have a good time doing that stuff too.
Oh, you're a musician. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Dallas.
pit orchestra, man. But I haven't done that in a few years. But I listen to a lot of different things, and I honestly don't feel that I model myself after anybody as a drummer. I like to take every bit of knowledge that I have and just kind of put it all together, and whatever sounds good to me and comes together well for me, that's what I put down. And if these guys don't like it, well then, we work on things and make it better. But it's just I can't say that I have any kind of major influence behind me. So,
All right.
that's me. Will?
Oh, I got
Mr. Diamond over there.
I got influences as a bass player. I have influences as a singer. I have influences as a songwriter.
None
Oh,
of
I
them worked
see.
out for you.
Oh, thanks, Ben. Vocalists, I tend to actually like more the power metal stuff, to be honest. I see the conductor over there in the booth.
Oh, I forgot about the conductor.
I'm a
Where's
huge
he at?
power
Oh,
metal
my
fan.
man over there.
And that even goes along with songwriting and stuff as well. And some of our very, very early stuff, I'd throw a falsetto in there. Absolutely. It eventually got voted out, and you don't hear it anymore. Because we're a democracy, and that's just the way it is. But it's part of shaping the sound. And, I listen to all types of vocalists. From King Diamond's not my favorite vocalist. He's my favorite, songwriter, so to speak. His singing is great and all. And I love the falsetto, but, you take someone like Stu Block from Into Eternity, Iced Earth. His vocals in Into Eternity were amazing. When you'd hit something like Timeless Winter, he's going so high, and then he goes to these deep growls, and I started shaping my voice after Stu a lot, because there's a lot of warm-ups you can do with those vocals. Other than that, I mean, I could go on and on and on, so I'm just going to stop at that with the Stu Block and King Diamond.
Stu Block.
All right. Nice diverse mix.
All right, Ben.
Very diverse.
What does that mean? It's
We
my
all
turn
are.
now?
It's your turn.
All right, everybody settle down. Here we
I
go.
didn't even talk about my bass.
Relax.
So, I'm the youngest of 6. So, I remember being in kindergarten, singing Guns N' Roses and AC/DC, and hate to say it, I got older sisters, Poison, CC DeVille, wicked guitar player back then, for me anyway. So, I mean, I could say my roots really come back from, being the youngest of 6 way older siblings. And, learning, Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. I'm in kindergarten. I know that from start to finish, lyric-wise anyway. I wasn't playing guitar yet. Hate to say it, Poison, my sister loved them. And you know what? CC
Guilty
DeVille
pleasure.
was wailing that guitar, and I just loved it, So I would say my influences started from way back then, all the way up into when I started playing guitar, maybe 12 years old or whatever, and I had formal lessons. I'm learning classical, I'm learning jazz. I didn't really want to learn it, but you're kind of, I guess, maybe forced to, or that was just part of the lesson, whatever. And I mean, through my whole path of life, man, you meet somebody. I worked at music stores for a long time, so I meet some older guys, and they're turning me on to Al Di Meola. I don't know if you guys know him. He's an amazing guitar player. Even Yngwie Malmsteen. I mean, it goes all over the place. So my brain's just like a cluster of so many things in it, and I can't do anything right when I try to actually make music with it. But I've always been musically influenced, and always loved music, always loved making music, and that's what we love to do.
Yeah, I'd say so. All right.
Bass.
I guess I'll go. I didn't really have I didn't know where I was in music till I was about 7th, 8th grade, to be honest. I didn't really listen to music. I just hung out with my friends, but came 8th grade, I found punk rock. And punk rock just reached out to me. It really did. I picked up guitar. Once I learned a power chord, that was it. That's all I needed to know.
That's all you need.
That's all he ever learned.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
all he ever learned.
Power chords are amazing. It's amazing what you can do with them. But yeah, I got into the whole casualty. I got into the whole street punk deal. Global Threat, X, the Germs. I went nuts. The Black Flag.
His
Bad
mohawk.
Brains.
His
My
mohawk.
mohawk.
Look at his pictures when he was a kid. His mohawk, 5 feet tall.
Yeah, now the hair's gone because of that mohawk. But you know, yeah. So and then I found the crossover, which was Suicidal Tendencies. Even Slayer was influenced from punk rock. They even admit to it.
Sure.
Yeah, and just from there, I ran into these guys, and they kind of took me to a whole nother level.
Before he met us, we have good stories about that too.
Yeah.
If you want to get into that.
Yeah.
But before he really met us, I think your only heavy metal band you liked was Slayer. Right?
Slayer.
That's it. That's all you knew.
That's it, because it's that.
That's
that
all you knew.
edge, that
So he's
edge of
more
punk.
You didn't
definitely-
you didn't even listen to
Right.
Slipknot or anything like that.
I knew a little of
Like,
Slipknot,
I'm
but
thinking pop metal.
I love
Disturbed.
I love the
No,
fast.
Disturb. Were you a Disturber?
No,
Godsmack fan?
Godsmack.
You like-
Godsmack was the first band I've ever heard.
There we go.
Godsmack.
Godsmack's
And then
awesome,
from
bro.
Godsmack,
Let's
I
go
went
rock
to
out.
punk.
I liked Godsmack when I was like 7th, 8th grade.
Oh,
That's
man.
cute.
It was cool.
I like Poison, so.
So punk was what you were listening to a lot when you were younger. Do you still let that influence your playing now?
Oh, to this day, I
Absolutely,
love the whole
absolutely.
speed aspect and just all I need is the drums for punk rock, and that'll send me crazy. But yeah, yeah, the drums set me crazy. I love the tempo, the speed, the energy, and it was just expressing as much as you hated in a minute and 30 seconds. That was it.
And that's great because Mace will bring that to the table, and that influences Dave to play punk beats. So like,
And then Ben's like,
that's
all right,
how we
this
all-
is too
I was like,
simple.
oh, now we need 2 minutes of a guitar solo somewhere.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm like, don't forget a harmony, make it more melodic.
You guys all come together to make a pretty interesting sound, so something's
I
going
guess so.
right.
Yeah,
bud.
good.
Thank you.
So what have you guys been up to in the years between Silence the Violence and this new release with Murder in Mind?
Been drinking a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we rock and rage. It's been a few years, so there's a few years to cover, really. Where do you start?
I don't really remember a time frame. I know we've been in Japan since then.
Yeah, that was 2016. We did the True Thrash Festival out in Osaka, Japan.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah, that was all beforehand. That was before this. Yeah, we talked about that before.
No, we did do a lot of writing for this album. We kind of put the album together, spent time in the studio recording the album, trying to perfect the album. We even have songs that we recorded that are not on this album that we're maybe releasing
They'll be on the
shortly
next thing,
after.
perhaps.
Yeah, I mean they're just about there. They just weren't quite ready yet. So we spent time in the studio, and I think Will, you could probably talk more on it. We were shopping around.
We started shopping. We over the past few years, we made a lot of fun connections, a lot of good people we met. So based off of the success we had with Silence the Violence, I took a lot of the advice I got from these people and took the time to shop the album. And we got a lot of really cool feedback, but ultimately, with the economy and the way the music business is, no one was really willing to take a risk. So a couple friends and myself started our own record label and released it the same way we've released the other ones, but on a little more professional scale. So we took some time to shop it, and we decided we're going to release it in 2017. Set up some dates for a follow-up tour, which had to kind of get canceled, unfortunately, because of a little injury on Ben's behalf.
Yeah, it's my fault. Sorry, guys.
Ben messed it all up.
I messed it up for
Way to
us.
go.
No, it was a little hunting accident. If you want to elaborate on that at all.
Okay.
Don't mind if I do.
If you want to, yeah.
I'll tell you how I ruined everything.
All right, guys, you want to hear a story? All right, listen. First of all, we got a better story with Mace over here taking a mace to the face, which is a better story. I'll make a long story short. I don't know if you know what a broadhead is, on an arrow.
Four-edged razor.
This was a 3-sided
All right,
razor, right?
excuse me.
Don't blow it up bigger than what it is.
Oh
We're
my
totally
God! You
different.
should have said 4. It's cooler. Sounds.
We'll make a long story short. The whole thing went into the top of my kneecap and tore every ligament, tendon,
Sliced everything.
everything just apart. That was the day after we released this CD.
Day after when Murder in Mind came out, we were
the day
scheduled for
after.
a little festival in Connecticut
That day.
Yeah.
that day, and
That was the first show we ever had to cancel in our life.
it's Still, yeah.
We have never canceled
Well,
a show. We have never shown up to
we
a
had
show.
to cancel a show here in America when the Japan thing happened because
Well,
All right,
That was
but
a
they were
different
very.
situation.
that was a different scenario.
Dingbats our
This
local
was
time.
just-
They were very like, go to Japan, don't worry. But yeah, man, I messed everything up, dude. So what are you gonna do? You know,
Stuff happens, you know.
Yeah.
that it does.
Yeah.
We had some dates September, October that we are looking to make up. If not this summer, then in the fall.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna ask about next. Do you got any plans in mind? Plans in mind for touring or?
We're
live
basically
shows?
gauging it right now on Ben's recovery. You know,
Thanatotic Desire likes. First of all, when we go on stage, first of all, we like that fun. And listen, we party and we have a good time, and we like to go on stage and maybe
we put on a show.
bring that vibe to the
energy.
audience. You know, we all want to have fun. We're all there for a good time. You know, that's what it's about. I personally, and I think the band agrees with me, why we haven't done nothing. I could have been sitting on a stool and playing these gigs and just sit there and be boring and do
We
nothing.
explored our options. We talked about
And-
Ben sitting in a stool
No,
at cast. We
that's-
talked
nobody-
about a fill-in.
I do that Dave
Nobody
Grohl thing
wants
that he did a while back.
Well,
That
we're
was
not that
impressive.
cool, man.
We're
We're
not
not
as
that
cool as
cool.
Dave Grohl.
You know, if we were that cool, then maybe, but we're not. But we feel like when we go on stage, we want to bring 100%.
And if we can't give you
People
that,
are paying money, and you know, we want to just do everything as best we can.
Right.
So we don't want to, you know, I don't know what's the word, shortcome people of their money.
we don't want to shorthand anyone on it.
Shorthand
If we
is
can't
that
give you
word?
100%, we're giving
Right,
you
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. So we always want to give 100%, no matter
If you
what
don't
we
see
do,
us
no matter
into
where
it,
we
how
go.
are you supposed to be into it?
Exactly. Yeah, that's good. That's a good philosophy.
And you know what could
Right
also be a bad thing too? If somebody comes, they're seeing you for the first time, it's like, guy sitting on
Yeah.
a stool playing? Who are these losers?
I don't think that's your
No.
shtick. Like that's what you
Yeah.
guys do every time.
Right. So you know, we want to do the best we can. So
Right.
when we can be the best that we are, meaning me,
Yeah, no, I'm thinking
we'll be back out
thinking
there.
summer. You know, summer and fall. We're pretty confident in getting ready to book. So
Nice.
just started up rehearsals again, brushing the dust off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright.
No dead
Right,
air.
Dave?
All right.
Yep. So,
Good answer, dude. I like that.
so what have you been some of your favorite shows to play and be a part of?
Every Thanatotic Desire show.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Listen, if
How
you want
about-
to have a good time, you want to have fun, you come to a Thanatotic Desire
We always
show.
have fun.
How about any specific bands you really enjoyed, playing alongside or just
Yeah,
going
Thanatotic Desire is always
with?
fun, playing alongside them, being in the band. We have a good time,
that?
we party it up. We play with so many bands, man. We've been honored to share the stage with many.
Battlecross is always fun.
Havoc, I
We've
love
done a few
Havoc.
shows. We did a show with
Yeah.
Havoc recently. That was I think that might have been the last show we played. To be
Yeah.
honest, guys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Havoc was.
Yeah.
it was unexpectedly the
Where was
last
that?
show. There was a Dingbats. They were with
Oh.
Darkest Hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
pretty
that was a
solid
fun
show.
show.
That was a real
Havoc
fun
was
time.
fun.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't remember when I saw them. I was like,
They are really
The
fun.
last
man.
album, Performance Side, was amazing.
oh yeah.
Oh my god.
That was a good
The
one.
bass upgrade.
The bass intro and Hang 'em High.
Oh,
yeah.
leave that.
Alone.
Yeah, that got me
That
slapping
alone,
now.
yeah.
That- you can ask them. I'm starting to
That's
slap
such a
at
good
practice,
song,
messing
man.
around now. We played with Black Dahlia Murder. We played with bands we've never met. I'm not gonna lie about that. I'm sure every musician will tell you that. You know?
Sometimes you got it.
Oh, yeah.
I think we all like the big things, like the festivals.
Yeah, I mean, we've been a part of Summer Slaughters. We've been a part of Mayhem Fest. We've been a part of a lot of stuff, man. It's been fun.
Gore was cool.
Uh,
I got to see
we
one.
played
of
Every
those.
time we
Couple
play with
times.
Gore is great.
Multiple
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Rocky
It's been a
calling
few
me out on
times.
the stage.
Yeah, that was great. I don't know if you guys know our drummer Dave Freck here, but if you
Devin
feel
Townsend?
free to look him up on Facebook, David Freck, F-R-E-C-H.
You mean Devin Townsend?
And he may or may not resemble Devin Townsend from Strapping Young Lad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
David
like, I told
Brocky,
him
every
that when
time
we first
play,
met.
David Brocky all the time. He's like, "Ooh, David Townsend's here."
I came
I
came to your show the other night with
Pain Method.
Pain Method, yes.
Pain Method. Two separate people called me out. Hey, you look like Devin Townsend. Yeah, I know.
You get enough of it, and then he's a big Guar fan, so
Yeah.
we're loading in the first time, and Dave Brocky, I guess Devin Townsend's in the house, and they always remember us from the Devin Townsend.
No,
so
that's
whatever,
so
we'll
funny.
say, hey, we're the band with Devin Townsend. Oh yeah.
All right. So how about favorite shows to attend, just kind of to see?
Last year, Ben and I saw Metallica.
Oh yeah, that was
That
fun.
was amazing. I mean, I'm a big Metallica fan. I haven't seen them since like high school.
Guns N' Roses were
Yeah,
cool
we went
too,
to-
man.
I missed
With
that.
Guns N'
That
Roses.
was
a great
That was
show.
fun. I mean, I love, even tonight we're gonna go
Iron
see
Maiden.
Whiplash out in
Blackthorn 51.
Blackthorn 51.
Yeah, Whiplash is playing. They're good friends of ours. Blackthorn 51 in Queens will be all in attendance.
I do love small, intimate shows. Even as small as like a Starland, like that. That's awesome.
I dragged
So
them
we were
to a
at-
punk rock show.
Oh yeah.
Anti-Flag. They were amazing.
I was watching Obituary at Starland. I don't know, a couple months ago.
Oh yeah, you ran into Tom.
Yeah. But I love those small shows. Stadium shows are great too. When you're looking at the size of band of like a Guns N' Roses, and growing up, that was one of my favorite bands growing up. So that was great seeing that. Metallica, big shows like that.
I got to see Iron Maiden.
But,
It's those huge, epic, colossal stadium shows
Yeah.
are always like.
Those are really cool. But you know what? Seeing Havoc in a place that holds 100 people, that's really cool too.
Yeah, that's cool, too.
And it's you get to meet the guys, you get to talk to the
Even
guys.
when we
you
saw
see them
Dave
outside.
Lombardo there.
Yeah, Dave
Well,
I
Lombardo.
think
Yeah,
ultimately
yeah.
I would say we love when we see our influences.
I think we love going to
Or we like to
see
see anything.
music and
we
hear
just love
music.
music.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's talk about the state of metal as it is right now.
Let's not.
What are your let's see if we can find any gleaming hope. What are some of your favorite bands out there right now?
The Black Dahlia Murder.
Havoc, like current bands. Like I don't know, last year there were a lot of cool albums that came out. You think about that.
Nightbringer.
Black Dahlia put out
Nightbringers.
Nightbringers. Havoc put out Conformicide. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I love Arch Enemy, and they put out an amazing album
Arch
as well.
Enemy.
Oh my god.
Machine Heads always does good with
I'm gonna disagree with. I love Machine Head, but that new album, I'm gonna have to side with the what's the magazine that wrote that horrible review?
Let's leave them out of it.
Yeah, let's just skip over that one.
I love Machine Head. I think they're great, everything they do. Yeah, but not a lot of people do it so good. I
New
can't
bands.
even
What's a
think
new
of it.
band? What's a new band? I'm liking the Bad Wolves new stuff.
Rings of Saturn, I heard.
Saturn?
They're out of their
No,
minds.
they were out of their. It's
They're
like
out of their
Atari.
minds.
It's Atari music.
They're out of their
Just going
minds.
crazy.
Tour right now. They're calling it the Dank Memes tour.
They're out of
Yeah,
their minds.
yeah.
Their
That's
guitar is
great.
it's like
Yeah.
Nintendo. I feel like I'm they're nuts.
It's like
Dank
8-bit.
Memes tour. That's like the
Yeah.
perfect way to like.
It's just like as soon as I
cash
saw
in.
that, I'm like, oh, do I have to talk about this? I guess I have to.
How to cash in on
Yeah.
millennial culture.
No, pretty much, yeah. Man, they were like selling like booty shorts
Oh,
with
boy.
the, like Rings of Saturn on
No.
them, like
Ah.
all this ridiculous stuff on their website
They're
too.
taking
but-
advantage of everything.
Yeah, I mean, if it's
Hey,
not
you
them
gotta do what
stuff,
you gotta
what-
do, man.
Branding.
yeah, the branding. But so yeah, what do you think about the state of the metal world currently? Anything we need more of? Anything we need less of?
You
Go back
know,
to your roots.
I'm like old school, I guess,
We're all
man.
old
Yeah,
school.
go back to your
Uh,
roots.
I'd say less breakdowns, more solos.
Yeah, less
Agreed.
breakdowns. Like,
Breakdowns,
you
breakdowns
know
for
what?
I could say that there are like a little too much. Like I'm a big Code Orange fan, but I'm getting a little tired of the breakdowns here and there.
When it's constant, it gets kind of boring to me.
Yeah,
You know,
As far as the,
I do like it. I'm not saying I hate breakdowns. I like it to be a good breakdown when it's.
Yeah.
I hated the whole
For a
Gent
couple
scene that came
seconds.
out. I couldn't stand Gent. I'm
Really?
sorry. I was not a fan of Gent.
I mean, if
at
you're using
all.
7
There's
strings,
no
it's
energy.
Usually I'm not a fan, but
Well, I'm
sometimes,
punk
every
rock.
so often I'll get a song and be like, oh wow,
Yeah.
like this is weird, this is crazy. It's
If
all
they
over the
switch up
place.
and make it technical and beautiful, I love it. But
How about,
I like
Animals as
musicianship.
Yeah.
I like people that know how to play their guitar, that know how to play their drum, know how to play their bass. Like, I want to hear music. And a lot of that stuff, I'm not, gonna knock anybody who does it or whatever. But when you're just sitting there on one string open and dun, dun,
Hammer all
dun,
the
dun,
Seven-string
dun,
guitar,
dun,
though.
dun, 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 dun,
You got a
dun,
7-string guitar.
yeah, and they use 2 strings.
I know.
Not
I
everybody.
think we're
Not
big fans of
everybody.
that.
Whatever. So to me, I've always been attracted to guitar. Because like Poison rules the world, and they're musicians.
Between the
No, but like I love hearing like the musicianship to it.
Between the berries.
Showing you put
Absolutely.
That's a band we've all
Between the
listened to.
Berries.
Cannot wait
Like,
for new album.
That's something I'm looking forward to.
So I love
All what, 4
personally hearing
tracks?
that.
Yeah.
Four
We'll see
tracks,
what
4
it is.
tracks, hour and a
album.
half.
I love it because you can listen to that as almost as background music, but it's so deep that you really start
So
getting into it and
fun.
you don't get anything done.
Oh yeah.
But 15 minutes goes by and you're like, is this the same song? This is awesome theme music. I love that. They're great.
Even at the same time, like I'm not the biggest death metal fan, but let me tell you, you put a Dying Fetus album on, you put a Cannibal Corpse album on, and you listen to the guitars and you listen to the music that's actually happening, it's like mind blowing. It's like holy crap! And then when you see them live and you actually see their fingers moving, what they're doing, it's like, these guys are making awesome music, man. Like, it really is amazing. So I don't know. I guess I'm a guitar guy. I like seeing good guitar work going.
So you hope to see a little more technical guitar work?
I guess a little more technical. Excuse me. I think at the same time, I mean, I guess how we write, we try to always have like kind of this verse, chorus, kind of structure with whatever in between.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of, you know, again, I guess maybe it's old school of having that verse, you know, intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, you know,
Verse,
kind of
intro.
thing, and
Well,
stuff
we like
in
to
between.
switch up the verses. We don't want to keep it the
Actually,
same.
to be honest,
do.
on this album,
And
we
we
changed
do.
it up a lot. Like, Comfort in the Cold is a totally bogus
Well,
structure.
Maybe
We're
a point that I'm
everywhere.
getting at is something that you could follow.
Yeah.
You know, something that's all tied together as one. You know, sometimes there's songs that are like there's not one riff that's even repeated, and it's like I don't even know where I am right now. What is going on here? But yeah, I do. Maybe not even technical, but just more. I think musical might be
The
word.
heartfelt.
there you
Go
go.
back to the heart, playing with the heart instead of the rules of music.
Heart-
That's
heart over
what I
brain.
miss, to be
Heart
honest
over
with you.
brain.
Yeah.
Dum, 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 bum, bum,
Just messing with
Alright, so what do you guys got for 2018? What are your big aspirations, kind of goals for the year?
Well, I think our top priority is recovery and getting back on stage. You know, making sure we can deliver a Thanatotic Desire performance that people are used to seeing, if not bigger and better. We got an album with Murder in Mind that we haven't had a chance to get out on the road and support.
We gotta promote it one
So we got a lot of makeup dates to do in New England and Virginia, North Carolina. We have a couple regional things set up in the East Coast that had to go on hold for the time being. So
My bad.
I think we like to
Sorry,
make that
guys.
up
Yeah, it
and
is your bad.
you know, take it from there. And we do have, like Ben mentioned earlier, we do have a few tracks that are incomplete still in the studio. We got a cover song. We got another song that's not even metal. It started
Oh,
off
it's
as a
metal.
blues song. Oh, it's
Oh,
heavy.
it's
It's
metal.
heavy. Don't get me wrong. It started off as a blues
It's the
song.
heaviest blues song you'll ever hear. in your
It
life.
it goes. So we got so many guest musicians.
What's the
on
name of that
this.
song, Will?
I don't think we can say it on this air at the current
You can
moment.
bleep it.
Breakfast with the guy downstairs.
Parentheses, yeah.
We'll
You
just
have to
start it
bleep
up.
that. Okay.
We'll talk about that when it's more relevant and it's out. You know, there's not much
All
to
right.
say.
So you got stuff on the horizon that's kind of shaping up to be.
Yeah, there's never nothing. There's always something. I mean, the past couple months, Mace has been sending me riffs, you know, through the cell phone or email or something. We've just been back and forth, just you know, definitely writing some new stuff. But you know,
Put it this way: before you know it, we're gonna be back out playing. We're gonna be playing live shows. We're hitting it hard, and by the time we're done doing that, we're gonna have another album written.
Probably.
No doubt.
I'd say we'd probably put a small EP out with a cover and the blues song, maybe some other little things we didn't finish up. See how it goes. But I'd like to put something out by the end of the year. We also had a DVD we were working on too, but you know, with all the time constrictions and stuff, it kind of went on the back burner as well. Just had some live footage from shows across the road. You know, when we were on tour with Whiplash, we got some clips from the Whiskey Go Go, got some clips from Osaka, Japan, or the True Thrash Festival. It's just a little bit of clips along the road. We got a little of our gimmicks.
Bit of everything.
You know, we got stuff. We were in Colorado. There was a hailstorm
In summer, in the middle of summer.
When we would go on tour, we would camp. So we would, you know,
Oh, yeah?
camping's, you know, $30 at a KOA. You got a shower, a hot tub, exercise, and more.
For those who want a
Love
shower,
it,
maybe.
Mace was doing the Motley Pew thing.
Yeah, stay away from me. I'm
Molly
dirty.
Pew.
Stay away.
No, it's like a, you know, we set up a tent and we have access to a shower for, you know, fraction of the cost of a hotel. And when you're a band on the budget, you're camping. You know, we had a
Pulling
fire
up the
for
truck
food.
stops and cooking off the
Some
back of
eggs.
the truck or whatever. Yeah, man, we
But,
bring
yeah,
our own
we were-
stove with.
We were at a KOA in Colorado, and you know, there's a tornado warning. They knocked on our tents and told us all this stuff about a tornado, and it's not quite a hurricane, but a tornado warning.
You
where-
guys stay in the tent. We stay in the car. We videotaped you in the tent.
Yeah, so we got both tapes of that. I don't know if I got the other.
Even in
tape.
Canada, when we had that storm, we took that battle on. Let's
Oh,
go.
yeah, we
Give
had
me
to
your
hold the tent
best.
up. Oh,
We
you
each
guys
had a
are like-
corner of the
guys
tent.
are like
Let's
Lieutenant-
go.
like Lieutenant Dan on the
Let's
storm.
go.
Yeah.
Try to knock this thing down. You can't.
Oh yeah, we were holding up the corners of the
Yeah,
tent.
you remember
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Try to knock it down. You ain't happening.
That's awesome.
Yo, this is really fun being here, hanging out, and talking. You're gonna have to edit this so much. This is so long, and we're gonna be boring everybody out there. Nobody cares.
I'll edit out stuff that doesn't need to be here, but we got plenty of good stuff. I'm actually just about reaching the end. Last question I'm really going to end with. So what are you guys going to do when society collapses?
Oh, look at this.
We fall into anarchy.
Listen,
We got guns, we got weapons, we got
I'm
food,
ready.
we are ready to go.
I got a private land. I got private land I own
one's
with a
trash?
fresh spring. I'm ready for when it goes down.
Really?
I have the guns. I have the ammo and the
Yep,
private
don't come
land.
messing around here. Don't
I'm
come
ready.
messing around here.
I can't tell you about my hideout though. I can't tell you where
Oh,
I'm going.
no.
we
you
literally
can't.
have a song about about this question. Comfort in the cold. It's literally about.
Yeah.
Not about zombies?
No, these guys have a different theory.
I didn't specify how we're descending into anarchy. You know, there's a couple ways.
Comfort in the cold? I thought we were digging up dead bodies.
No, we're not.
Anyone could get a girlfriend these days. All he's gonna need is a shovel and a can of Rage. I mean, come on.
I'm pretty sure that's getting cut.
No, you can't. Come on.
What are we gonna
Oh,
do when
that's
society collapses, man? The satellites crumble and our infrastructure falls.
I got guns, I got
That's-
ammo.
That's comfort in the cold. We'll take care of ourselves.
All
You
right.
guys won't be hearing from us, but we'll take care of ourselves.
You guys ever eat squirrel? I ate squirrel.
Tastes like
Delicious.
Tastes,
Terrible.
tastes like
Delicious.
rabbit.
You ever
Tastes
eat
like
rabbit?
Tastes like
Rabbit's
rabbit.
great.
That's cool. Had rabbit.
You know?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deer?
A
Come
stew.
on, man.
You gotta
I'll be
try that.
fine, man.
deer.
I don't need a grocery store. I know how to grow my stuff. I know how to.
People.
People?
Even fish. I'll throw a fish on the grill. Let's go.
Yeah,
Use a
I
fishing
fish,
pole.
I hunt. Come on, man. I got
Teach a
guns, I
man
got
how to
ammo.
fish. He'll eat
I'll
for
be
a
fine.
lifetime.
You know, I almost wish it will collapse so I don't have to pay bills or nothing.
Agreed.
Oh,
Take away the taxes.
Please. Let me go on the land, live off the land, be off the grid.
All right. Well, it sounds like you guys got plenty of plans for
Yeah.
that, and also for
We're ready.
for when society stays up
Gotta have a
and the
backup
future of
plan.
touring, which is great. Cannot wait to see you guys back out on the road. I think that wraps up pretty much most of my questions. You ever got anything else you want to add? Last second.
Rock and rage.
Rock and rage.
Rock and rage.
Yeah,
Come on,
pretty
bro.
much.
All right. Well, then I guess we'll wrap things up. If you guys want to again say
Yeah,
who you are,
our
sign
album
off.
With Murder in Mind is available iTunes, Spotify, our store at thanatoticdesire.com. You know, we don't have physical copies at shows right now because we're not playing shows. Oh, you can get our CD at Vintage Vinyl, Prince's Record Exchange. CDs are becoming less and less available. If you guys heard recent news about Target and Best Buy and all these retailers are going to be taking CDs out. But
Pandora.
for those of you who do still want physical copies, we got them available at New Jersey record stores right now. And hopefully when we get back on the road.
Yeah, come listen to us, man. Come see us. Come party, dude.
Come drink with us. How about
Yeah,
that?
come have
Yeah,
fun.
come have
I
a drink.
challenge
Come
you
have
to a
fun.
drink. Let's go.
Other
think-
things too.
No, I challenge them to a drink off.
I can drink you off.
That's
so
fine.
dude,
All right, can
you
we
gotta
drink
get
that
through
one?
him before
No, I
you
wanna
get through
hear it.
me. All right.
Can we cut him out?
And you'll realize why some people call us Alcoholic Desire.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out.
Hey, thanks
for
for
having
having
us,
us,
man.
man. It's a
And
blast.
yeah, again, you listen to WSOU. This is the Hurricane, and with Thanatotic Desire here.
Rock and
Yeah,
rage.
rock
Yeah.
and
See you
rage.
guys around.
Woo.
As we are